Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at, well, a pretty unassuming forest fungus, the Hydnellum scabrosum,
Yeah,
or the bitter hedgehog.
great, yeah.
And our sources for this are just this crazy mix of genomic reclassifications, neuropharmacology papers, and like artisanal mushroom dyeing guides.
It is quite the stack. I mean, our mission today is really to figure out how this totally inedible, frankly bizarre fungus acts as this master chemist.
Because it's offering breakthroughs in both medicine and art, which is wild. Like, let's start with its physical traits. If you see something sweating in the woods, you usually assume it's just, exhausted from the heat. But this thing,
It's preparing for chemical warfare, basically.
okay.
That sweating you mentioned is a real biological process called guttation.
Guttation.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when the fungus hits a rapid growth spurt, its metabolism just kicks into such high gear that it physically pushes out these liquid droplets.
And it's not just water, is it?
Oh, definitely not. It's this highly concentrated cocktail of, well, defensive toxins and secondary metabolites. It's a byproduct of just how aggressively it's growing.
It's like a botanical bait and switch. Because if you cut this mushroom open, you get this thing researchers call the watermelon illusion.
Right, the smell.
Exactly. It smells identically to fresh, sweet watermelon. But the second you taste it, it deploys chemical mace.
It really does.
It specifically triggers the exact taste receptors, the TAC2R46 receptor, that our bodies use to detect deadly poisons. So, I mean, it's like a Venus flytrap for the senses, luring you in with summer fruit, then hitting you with chemical defense.
Yeah.
If it's putting so much energy into being repulsive, what exactly is it guarding?
Well, it's guarding a highly specialized chemical arsenal that it uses to dominate its environment. Down in the soil, this mushroom literally poisons the competition.
Wait, it poisons other plants.
Yeah, it exudes this rare alpha pyrone into the soil to stunt the growth of competing plants. It's a process called allelopathy. Basically, it clears the neighborhood of weeds to secure resources for the pine trees it lives with.
That is fascinating. So it's actively manipulating soil chemistry to play favorites. But how does that connect to, the medical research we looked at?
Right, the neurodegeneration studies.
Yeah, because the pharmacology papers highlight its potential for treating things like Alzheimer's, using those compounds that cause the intense bitterness, the scabbernines.
The connection really lies in the size and behavior of those molecules. Scientists realize that if these compounds are small and nimble enough to infiltrate plant roots in the soil, they might be able to cross the blood-brain barrier in humans.
Okay, wait, let me clarify this for everyone listening, because we've covered neurodegeneration before, right?
Yeah.
And a huge roadblock is always nerve growth factor, or NGF. It's a massive protein. It physically cannot cross the blood-brain barrier. So how does a mushroom extract get past that wall?
By not trying to force a massive protein through the wall at all. Like I said, scabbardines are small molecules, so they can just slip right across that barrier.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and once they're inside, they don't act as a replacement for NGF. They actually trigger the specific cellular pathways that hand your brain the blueprint to start synthesizing its own mature NGF again.
That is unbelievable.
It really is. The
Yeah.
fungus uses these small molecules to manipulate its environment and the soil, and those same chemicals can manipulate our neural pathways to trigger regeneration.
It's essentially hacking our own cellular machinery for repair. But what's really crazy to me is that this exact same chemical complexity has a totally different application that textile artists have exploited for years.
Like the go of the woods.
Yes, they use this scaly brown mushroom as an epic dye, which, I mean, who first thought to take a bitter, sweating brown mushroom and ferment it for months just to see if it makes blue yarn?
Well, it requires some serious chemical transformation to get there. The artisans take the mushroom and ferment it, basically rot it, in a highly alkaline bath for months. We're talking a pH of 9 or 10.
But what is actually happening in that bath? Because intuitively, rotting brown mush doesn't scream vibrant blue fabric.
So the mushroom has these p-terphenyl pigments, and that highly alkaline environment literally breaks down those complex brown chemical bonds over those months of soaking.
Oh, okay.
And then they reassemble. So when you finally apply that fermented dye to cellulose fibers like linen or cotton, it acts just like true indigo.
That is so
The initial brown tinge just washes away, and those newly formed bonds lock into the fabric as brilliant teals, greens, and blues.
Human curiosity never ceases to amaze me. I mean, the bitter hedgehog is really far more than just a forest oddity.
It absolutely is. It's a sweating, weed-killing, brain-healing, blue-dyeing biological marvel just sitting quietly under the pine needles.
It completely changes how you look at the forest floor. And for you listening, think about this. If a bitter, inedible mushroom that actively tries to repulse us holds the molecular blueprint for repairing the human brain, how many other seemingly useless organisms are silently holding the cures to our greatest medical challenges, just waiting for someone to look a little closer?